Among the 283 pages of documents that were released in Indiana yesterday pertaining to the Delphi murders case that had previously been sealed, one of the things we learned, as I predicted in my other videos and live streams, was that we found out what they took from Richard Allen's home when they searched his property last year. And I'm going to go over this list with everybody. That's why I'm a journalist again. It's my job to go through these things and pick out some of the more important points that you may not have time to during your busy day, and do it all within, 8 to 10 minutes here. So we have Indiana State Police property record and receipt. The date, October 13th, 2022, at 1967 Whiteman Drive in Delphi, Indiana, which I'm told from my research is in the process of being sold, which I mentioned in my last video. But here we go. I'm going to go through not all of these, but most of these things here. They took a sealed cardboard box containing one black Sig Sauer P226 40 caliber handgun, and then it lists the serial number. 40 caliber Smith & Wesson cartridge found in wooden keepsake box on dresser between both closets and master bedroom. So there was a Smith & Wesson cartridge that he had in a box in his dresser between both closets in the master bedroom. So again, they're wondering and kind of fishing for things here. Could that be a souvenir? Could it have been involved in the murders? And they're going to test all of these things. They took some more cartridges, some magazines, things pertaining to the handgun. Here's another one, a sealed paper bag containing a wrapped wooden weave box containing 2 AudioVox device, 1 silver Motorola flip phone, 1 silver Motorola flip phone, 4 car chargers, 3 wall outlet chargers. I don't know who uses flip phones anymore, but that's interesting. I used to sell cell phones like 25, 30 years ago. 1 sealed plastic bag containing a 1 gigabyte memory card. Sealed paper bag, and again, when I say sealed paper bag, I won't just keep repeating that because that just shows they're putting it in bags. And we had questions, were they properly sealing the evidence? I told you all that they were. They're not going to ruin their investigation over stupidity like that. Thurgood boots, size 7.5 men's, dirty black boots, silver double-edged knife in a silver metal sheath, folding knife, brown and gold knife. So this guy's got a whole ton of knives, because I'm not going to go through them all. It looks like they took probably like a dozen knives from his house. Interesting. Blue jacket with red stripes, Adidas, a blue zip sweatshirt, hooded sweatshirts, Carhartt coat, Timberland boots, blue jeans, size 34 by 29. More other different kinds of jeans. So again, they're trying to test all of his jeans even after all these years, because it's amazing what can still be found on things. Winter gray hat with fur-like fibers. That's the first I've heard of that. So that's interesting. I've always wondered if the picture of Bridge Guy that day, because it's blurred out, originally I used to think he was wearing like some sort of like an Elmer Fudd like fuzzy hat, or who knows, maybe he was. Sealed paper bag containing 1 black and red UFC hooded sweatshirt. A lot of clothing items that you can go through and look there. They took underwear, stocking caps, NFL Colts skull cap, Adidas cap, HP laptop, another HP laptop. So that's interesting. Looks like there's multiple laptops. Cardboard box containing miscellaneous cellular information, another flash drive, 1 terabyte Western Digital hard drive, a Samsung phone, a miniature katana, Rapala fillet knife. So they're just sifting like sand, like grains of sand. They just took every damn thing they could out of that house and tested it for evidence. Vehicle chargers. And the other interesting one is when I scrolled further down, it said, in addition to a whole bunch of other, Samsung Galaxy, another cell phone, sealed envelope containing 3 older cell phones, Motorola, Verizon, Swart. It looked like the guy had like a dozen phones in his house. What the heck is he doing with all these phones? It's insane. Like, seriously, is he a phone collector? So that's suspicious there right off the bat. And a carpeted area that the police cut out underneath the spare tire of the Ford Focus that he owns. So they're going to test for blood, DNA, see if any of that transferred. Swab from the driver's lap belt, so they're testing his seat belt in his car. Plastic wrappers, other things from the floor and floorboard. So you can go over all of that. There's PDF files that you can, basically link to from just about anywhere online here, discussing this case. Anyway, I hope everybody enjoyed this video. I hope you found it insightful, just learning some of the things that they took from the property. I don't see anything about pet hairs or anything like that here. I'm just scrolling back over it right now again. And, who knows, that could be something that is documented separately, because it looks like almost all of this stuff I see was from inside of the house and from his vehicle. So I'm not sure what they found when they looked through his shed, because I know they looked in his shed. I know they looked at other parts of the property. So I'm going to have to try and find out more information about that. Let me know what you think in the comments. Do you think that they're actually going to find anything from all of the evidence they seized? Do you think there's going to be any DNA or information on any of those hard drives, on any of those old phones? It's very, very possible that law enforcement is still potentially in the process of deciphering some of this information and going through some of this information on his old devices and phones and his computers. But if he has confessed to his wife and he did do this, there is a good possibility that we might find out sooner or later that they do have some other sort of evidence from the things that they seized from his home, from his vehicle, that could further link Richard Allen to this crime. The prosecution may know that. Heck, the defense may even be aware of that at this point. Who the heck knows, because some of these are obviously some older documents now. But again, a lot of people bash the podcast, The Murder Sheet. Thanks to Anya Kane and Kevin Greenlee, who are professionals in their field, like it or not, like I am, for taking the time out of their day to have transparency, and for taking the time to go to bat for all of the legitimate journalists and people out there like myself who are trying to get accurate information, and for, just kind of politely petitioning the court and saying, hey, we think these things should be released. And lo and behold, they were in the state of Indiana. So again, Richard Allen's trial is going to be in January of next year. And boy, it's going to be a three-ring circus. Thanks, everybody.